The world has changed a lot in these last 8 months. It's safe to say that a year ago we had no idea that we'd be trying to work through details of online worship and closing down this beautiful historic sanctuary for most of 2020. But that's where we've been. And I want to thank you for your patience and your support along the way. Well, now it's time to return. Sure, things will be a little bit different, and plenty of folks are not quite ready to return to public worship, but for those who are, we are resuming in-person worship at the 11 o'clock service in this very sanctuary. We'll continue to broadcast the service for our online audience, of course, but for those who are ready to return, the doors are open once again. So in this brief video, we'd like to share with you what that will look like. Our goal is for you to feel confident that we've taken the necessary precautions to create an environment that is safe and holy, because most importantly, we're gathering for worship, right? To give thanks and praise to a God who will see us through this storm into the dawn of a brand new day. Now, after worshiping from home for months, we've been reminded of the value of being in sacred space together, communing with God and with one another. We want you to feel welcomed, comfortable, and safe doing that, so that when you are ready to return to worship, you can focus on just that, worshiping with all of your heart, soul, and mind.
When you arrive for the 11 a.m. worship service, you will be greeted by a member of our usher and greeter team. One person will be stationed at the breezeway entrance and one at the side and elevator entrance to open the doors for you, so you don't have to touch the door handles. These doors will be the only doors open to enter our worship space. To ensure your safety as you worship here at St. John's, an usher will check your temperature before you enter the sanctuary. All volunteers and worship leaders have their temperature checked each week as well. Masks are required for worship. If you don't have one of your own, we have children's and adult sizes available to you before you enter the worship space.
As you enter the church sanctuary, an usher will greet you and help you to find an appropriate seat with your household. You will notice that only certain pews will be open for seating to allow for proper social distancing. We're joining together in song at the 11 a.m. worship. Singing is allowed. Just remember to keep your mask on throughout the worship so that everyone can remain safe and comfortable. Masks are required for everyone except worship leaders. Ushers will have bulletins to give you, but you are invited to check out the newest church news by reading the weekly Faith Life on our church website or on the St. John's app. Offering plates can be found in the narthex and by the side and elevator door exits, or you can continue contactless giving online.
One of the hardest parts of living through a pandemic is not being able to receive communion, God's gift of grace and love to us. We have worked on a plan so that we are able to partake in communion once we are back. An usher will dismiss rows individually, and we ask that you maintain social distancing within your row as you walk up. Pastor Rhodes and I, along with the communion assistants, will wear masks and use hand sanitizer prior to distributing the elements. Communion wine will be poured into individual disposable cups. You will take communion while standing at the front of the worship space and will remove your mask when you receive communion and place your mask back on before returning to your seat. You'll dispose of your cup in a basket provided to collect used communion cups.
At the end of worship, the ushers will open the doors and you will be dismissed in rows. We hope that you feel as comfortable and safe from the time that you enter worship until the time that you go in peace to serve the Lord.
When you are ready, we look forward to welcoming you back through the doors of this beautiful house of worship. Until then, grab a cup of coffee and join us online. Our very best to you.